Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
Hi everyone, my name is Anita and thank you so much for watching Import Hub Media. I'm so happy that you all are appreciating the channel. We are getting a lot of friend requests on Facebook and connection requests on LinkedIn, and glad that you subscribe to the channel. We are growing as a community, and it is very interesting to see that we are also learning about different institutes. Today I'm going to be with Mr. Venkata, and he is pursuing his FPM from the Academy of Human Resources Development. Let's welcome Venkata. Hi, Venkata. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Anita. How are
Uh,
you doing?
so I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're in Mumbai right now, yes?
Yeah, I'm based out of Mumbai. Yes.
Okay. So I was actually going through your profile, and a very
Mm,
pretty interesting profile. You have gotten
mm,
33 plus years of experience in
mm.
business management, sales, learning strategy. I have your profile right in front of me.
That's
So
great.
very impressive. So what made
Thanks.
you, after having so much of corporate experience, what
Mm.
made you to take up research as a career, and why it is from the AHRD? So these are my two questions, very primary. These are, increasing my inquisitiveness just to know like what made you think about pursuing a PhD after so many years of work experience. Tell me about it. And also tell me about your journey so far. Okay. So
Sure,
we'll
sure.
what kind of people, take up research as a
Mm.
career.
Great. So, Anita, I think you asked too many questions. I hope I remember all the questions, but let me attempt to sort of respond to your first two questions in terms of being in the learning and development space. I always believe that learning is an ongoing process. Okay. And I learned a lot from my colleagues, And in my earlier assignments, we had some international global partners, okay, who were also from the learning and development space. And during those interactions, I realized one is looking at a particular subject or a topic I'm seeing at a superficial level. It's like jack of all trades, but master of none. But some of the individuals whom I interacted with, the depth in which they could talk about that particular subject, the understanding, the theoretical underpinnings, etc. So got me interested. I think this happened about 15, 20 years ago, not recently. And since then, I had this wish of pursuing my sort of doctoral work. And because of the professional commitments, that could never really materialize. And somewhere, what, in 2017 or 18, when I set up my own firm, and I also started doing some work for an institute called Xavier's Institute of Management and Research as a visiting faculty. Then got talking to some of the faculty members there, and that entire thought got revived. Yeah, and incidentally, I happened to meet one of the faculty there who had done his fellowship, or he was doing his fellowship at the time with AHRD, then got to understand the program well. And I never really explored any other option, primarily focused on what AHRD does. And for me, the decision-making criteria was more from a learning and academic rigor point of view. And AHRD met all those criteria. And I think it happened in what, about less than 30 days. The first discussion, and got in touch with the AHRD. The process started, and they had a batch starting in the month of August. And I enrolled myself. It just happened. And sometimes things fall into place.
Dots, dots, in your case, dots got connected at the
Yeah,
right
dots got
time.
connected. Absolutely, absolutely.
Very, very nice. So,
Mm,
you're great. So, I usually ask this question to
mm,
everyone.
mm,
So, I'm asking it to you as well. So, what are
mm.
those three things which you are getting from AHRD?
Okay, but I think first let me talk about what has been my experience. At the end of it, do I fulfilled or was my objective met? Answer is yes. Okay, and probably if I have to look back and reflect, I think two or three things that really stand out. One, I think I like the depth. I cannot compare it with any other equivalent offering, but what I've experienced is what I'm sharing with you. The depth of the coverage, and the depth happened because of two distinct, I think, features of the program. One was the profile of the faculty members. Okay, I think I could not have wished for anything better. Now, whether I get my FPM or not doesn't matter, but the learnings from those sessions has been what you call permanent with me, which is amazing. My understanding of human resource development has gone through a transformation. So I think one is the depth of coverage.
So I have one more question from you, Venkat.
Sure.
So are you
Yeah.
pursuing, so which year you are in right now?
I'm in my fourth year.
You're in your fourth year, great.
Yeah.
So are you pursuing your FPM and then followed by your, PhD, or like, are you going to stop at the FPM level?
I think you'll be happy to note AHRD has a tie-up with Ganpat University.
Yeah.
While I'm
And there
doing
are in
the
fact two universities, Ganpat
correct,
University and Adani University.
correct,
Professor
absolutely,
Chandwani mentioned it to me.
correct.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it means, let me understand this thing. So AHRD
yeah,
offers you an FPM, and AHRD has
correct.
tie-ups with two universities. If somebody is
Yes,
interested in taking up a degree, okay.
yes,
So
yes.
AHRD has association with Ganpat University and Adani University.
Adani.
Two universities.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, why would somebody do a doctorate after an FPM?
I think the only trigger for me was you had asked me one question whether I have any interest in academic pursuits in terms of engaging more with academics. I think since I'm putting this effort, I thought with a little more additional effort, I also can earn that degree, which is a PhD,
Okay.
if I were to pursue my
Okay.
sort of options in the academic world. That was the only reason.
Okay. Great. Great.
Mm.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
here we have interacted with Professor Rajesh Chandwani,
Mm.
and those who are interested can watch this video. I will, put this link somewhere up here.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so much to learn from professors like Rajesh Chandwani, Professor
Yes.
Ji, Professor T.V. Rao, and there are so many people visiting from IIM Ahmedabad and Calcutta, XLRI Jamshedpur. I am mesmerized to see so many faculties visiting and teaching this
Correct.
program. Yeah.
Correct.
So moving
That's
to
a,
the second point, tell me the second point.
second was in terms of the quality. Quality, I would say, is in terms of, I think, because of their experience and exposure, the kind of case studies that were discussed and analyzed, and that brought in a lot of insights and a lot of learning. I think you mentioned few names. For example, Dr. Chandwani's sessions, I remember on strategic HRM, the kind of case study conversation that we used to have was enriched because of two factors. One is the kind of value that Dr. Chandwani was bringing. Plus, also, I think one more feature of this particular FPM was the peer group or the cohorts. Okay, I think they come from diverse background, diverse industry background, diverse work experience, and similar kind of when I say diverse, not just in terms of the industry, the job roles that they do. That brought in multiple insights into the conversations. I think that's where it's not about getting it right or wrong. It's about the alternate thoughts that were getting explored. That's what I'm referring to as the quality of conversation. So depth and quality, I think that's been a very enriching experience.
I think you made it right, and we have interacted with so many people from AHRD already, and the list is available on our YouTube channel. Quite interesting. And tell me about your peer group. So, what is your learning experience from your peer group?
Okay, now again, if I were to sort of try to summarize, many of them who are practitioner in the HR domain or the OB or OD domain, as one would call it. I also have some of my batchmates who come from a 100% business kind of a background and who don't have any. I'm using the formal HR exposure. So from the interactions, I think what happens is it's not only during the sessions, even of the sessions when you work on assignments, the kind of discussions that we have and good thing is because of that experience, I don't think we have got any personal stake. It's not about proving each other right or wrong, or it's not about I want to get one better over the other. It's about that in that moment, what is the learning that we are trying to focus upon, and that professional approach adds the value, adds a lot of value into the I'm seeing the entire program. That's been my experience with them. I don't want to quote individual names. There are many individuals whom I need to thank who have been phenomenal.
It's all about like mutual learning experience you are having with it.
For example, you have an head of HR, okay, you have head of a business who is a head of marketing, somebody who is heading the L&D for a organization, a large organization. Yeah, so the kind of diverse perspectives that they bring in is amazing.
Wow. Okay, nice. So tell me, when you applied to AHRD, what was the selection process and how did you prepare for your admission?
Let me talk about my preparation was very short because like I said, everything happened very, very quickly. When the selection process, I distinctly remember. One, I had to send in my formal application, and the highlight of the particular application was there was a brief essay or a statement of purpose, I think, which was evaluated rigorously, which also formed the base of my subsequent interviews. I also recall there was a written test to sort of I don't know what was the results of the written test, but I had a written test which sort of profiled me. It was also checked for a basic understanding of research. And in terms of preparation, what I was recommended at the time was do some quick reading on research methodology, etc. Because it's been a long time since I did my MBA. So I had to do some catching up on the basic statistics and research methodology. That's the preparation that I had done at the time, to be very honest.
And what kind of questions were asked during the interview?
Oh, it was rigorous. I remember the interview with the faculty members. I don't remember the exact wording of the question, but I remember they delved very deep into figure out what is my motivation. Like you asked, after so many years of work experience, why is it that I want to do my fellowship? I think a lot of emphasis was on that part in terms of why do you want to do your fellowship? You already are experienced, you're doing well. So it's about figuring out what was the reason or purpose or motivation.
Okay.
I think the second set of questions I remember broadly was focused on what I would call as what do I have in mind in terms of possible research areas and how keen or convinced I was to work on that particular area, probably to check whether I'm really a long-term, serious, committed fellowship scholar, or it's more like that initial enthusiasm which might die out soon. I think these are the two areas that was explored extensively. I think it lasted for about 40-45 minutes, and
Oh, wow.
I remember it was
Good amount of time.
yeah.
It's a long time.
Absolutely.
40-45 minutes means
Absolutely.
making.
Especially on the motivation piece, I think they were,
Okay.
again, coming back to the topic, it was a very good conversation.
So it
A very
means
good
that so if I look from the interviewer's perspective, so what they are trying to gauge is your motivation to
Correct.
pursue research, and then your
Correct.
interest in certain topics or areas.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
that is what they are expecting. So what
Yeah.
qualities an interviewer is looking for in a candidate or a potential candidate?
I think one is in terms of qualities, I think building on, assuming the other two factors are in place. One is in terms of what is your research orientation? Okay. And based on my experience, if you were to relook at the whole thing, probably I would have, uh, instead of being more transactional in terms of my approach, trying to figure out solutions for my immediate business problems. That was my orientation then. Now I've sort of uh, undergone a what do you call sea change in the way I would have probably approached those questions then. Is one in terms of look at it more from a I'm using the word strategic or transformational perspective, for want of any other words. Yeah, it's not about transactional. So I think quality that I would look for is, or I would, probably they were looking for is, what clarity do I have on the research area that I want to pursue? I think that was one. Second is in terms of probably this would require a lot of patience. It's not going to happen. Are you a reader? Are you open to, say, scanning through maybe 300, 400 research papers and then getting the essence out of it? Yeah, I think that was in terms of I remember now they are also asked about reading, my reading habits, etc. I think that's another criteria probably they are looking for. And I think these are the top two, three that comes to my mind offhand. Yeah.
And how your routine has changed after starting your FPM program?
Fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of my contact sessions happened during the COVID period. Yeah. But what I do remember is, I think thanks to the COVID period, we had, I've seen a consistent series of sessions on every Saturday. I remember we used to have that contact session and it was ongoing, and that rigor was there. Second is not just about the sessions, but the assignments that were given to us, individual assignment, group assignments, that impacted my sort of routine. Weekend routine was honestly, what do you call it? It took a, it was jam-packed. Yeah, first 2 years when the course contact sessions were happening. I think it was extremely demanding, but it was enriching. It was enriching. Now I got into the phase where I'm into my data collection and got into analysis. It's more relaxed, so I'm not bound by those Saturday Sunday. But yes, I have to devote nothing less than 2 hours even today, every day.
So what are your plans after your FPM? So are you going to continue, like you are already teaching somewhere? So do you want to become a full-time faculty, or you're going to use your learnings in your business or the work which you do?
I think I'll answer it in two parts. One is, am I going to use the learnings? I've already started using that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in the learning and development space. Many of my engagements with the clients, I see my natural leaning towards getting deeper into understanding their problems rather than trying to address it based on my past experience or limited understanding. Get into the details, look at factors which could probably impact the problem that I am trying to address. Yeah. The second area is in terms of I have never really thought of committing myself full time to the academic area as we talk today. But maybe 2 3 years down the line, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Venkata. It was lovely speaking with you and so much to learn about AHRD. I'm planning to visit AHRD personally. I'm inspired by the kind of vibe. When I spoke with many people, I realized that it's a place to be worth visiting. So certainly I will visit and I'll meet you all students over there. So wish you all the best, and
thanks a lot.
Thank you for your
Thanks
time and
efforts. Thanks
efforts.
a lot. My pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's great to see you all here. Thank you for watching our work. If you have not subscribed to Inkpot Hub Media, then please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel and support research celebrations in India.